Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining in on our monthly HeatSmart Finger Lakes North webinar. Today we'll be briefly discussing the HeatSmart program, the importance of electrification, and we'll also be debunking 3 heat pump myths.
Those 3 myths are that there's only one type of heat pump, that the technologies are too expensive, and that these are only for new construction.
As we continue to do our monthly webinar series, please reach out to us and let us know if there's other myths or common misconceptions of heat pumps and weatherization technologies that you would like to learn more about. My name is Jenny Lowenstein, and I'm a planner with the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council. At GFL, we work with the municipalities and the residents of the 9-county Finger Lakes region. We assist in local, regional, and water resources planning, as well as post-pandemic economic development. One of the many goals at GFL is to promote economic and environmental sustainability, which this program does a great job at promoting. I'll be the local consultant for both Genesee and Orleans counties. I'm really excited to work with the residents here to promote environmental sustainability and energy efficiency. And you'll see my contact information here on the slide, so please reach out to me if you have any questions about how to get started in this program.
My name is JJ. I am the Executive Director of Habitat for Humanity of Wayne County. Habitat builds homes for those in our county in need of a decent, affordable place to live. We've built 26 homes in the county, and we're currently working on our 27th in Newark as we speak. While we see affordable housing as a key to success, we also know that accessible and affordable energy efficiency is transformative for families who too often must make the decision of paying for their energy bill or paying for other things like their food or their medicine. More energy efficient housing translates into real savings for families and results in healthier, more decent places to live. I'm here to support the HeatSmart Finger Lakes North campaign for Wayne County residents looking to learn more about heat pumps and make their homes more energy efficient. So as you can see in this map, we will be covering Genesee, Orleans, Wayne, and Ontario County. With that said, this is a statewide initiative. So there are JJs and Jennies across the state right now supporting New York State's Climate Act or the Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act, whose goals are among some of the most rigorous of any major world economy. Every New Yorker will be playing a critical role in protecting our communities and ensuring a sustainable future. The goal of the Climate Act is to reach a 70% renewable energy target and a 40% reduction in emissions by 2030.
So how do we do this? Well, clean heating and cooling technologies and the HeatSmart Finger Lakes North campaign are focused on heat pump technologies and weatherization. We cannot forget about everything else that we need to do in order to meet these rigorous climate goals. Policy priorities must include rapidly scaling demand for low carbon and high performance, efficient building shell and weatherization measures for both new construction and retrofits, flexible building loads, cost reduction in technologies to make them more approachable and affordable for the average user, technology innovation for electrical heating equipment in buildings and appliances, which will also help lead to this cost reduction that is so desperately needed. And we also need to manage an energy transition that is equitable and just. This bullet point might be one of the most important. We need to ensure that all New Yorkers can be part of this transition. In order to manage these goals, commercially available technologies will need to be normalized. Technologies such as cold climate air source heat pumps, ground source heat pumps, or carbon-free community thermal loops for space heating and cooling, heat pump water heaters with storage tanks and demand flexible controls, as well as electric induction cooktops and heat pump dryers. These technologies are used widespread regionally in places like Asia and Europe, as well as parts of Canada. And they're starting to become more popular in the United States, but we need to encourage the adoption of these technologies within the Finger Lakes region.
So before we jump into the heat pumps that are a part of this campaign, I just want to point out a heat pump that you probably already have in your home, which is your refrigerator. A A refrigerator is a simple heat pump that constantly removes heat out of the box and vents that into the room. A heat pump uses the same process. It pulls air from somewhere that's colder than the indoor temperature and pumps it into the house. Or excuse me, it pulls heat from somewhere that's colder than the indoor temperature and pumps that into your house. Our myth number 1, there's only one type of heat pump. When it comes to heat pumps though, you actually have 2 primary options, a ground source heat pump and an air source heat pump. Also known as a geothermal heat pump, which is this photo on your right, a ground source heat pump draws air from the ground and transfers it evenly throughout your home and reverses that process during the summer. Ground source heat pump will save you about $500 a year if you're switching from gas. Say you're switching from something like propane, you'd be looking to save about $1,800 to $2,200 per year. Air source heat pumps extract heat from the outside air and distribute it evenly throughout your home. As with geothermal heat pumps, the process is reversed during warmer months. Gas and air source heat pumps typically cost about the same to operate. If you're switching over from propane, you'd be looking at savings about $1,300 to $1,600 per year. Each home though will have different cost savings depending on the technology installed and the energy source you're moving away from. So please don't hesitate to reach out to Jenny or myself if you'd like to talk about your personal case.
Heat pump water heaters are also a really great option. The same heat pump technology that is used to pull heat out of the air can also heat your water. Heat pump water heaters have a really great side benefit in that the heat pump cycle dehumidifies the air, which is really great for basements in humid climates just like ours. They're highly efficient and can also save about $150 a year over gas hot water heaters.
Myth number 2, it's too expensive. The reality is it has never been more affordable. There are income-based subsidies, geothermal federal tax credits, New York State grants and utility rebates, and low-interest New York State financing to make this more affordable. In many cases, loan payments can be lower than the amount you save on energy.
Myth number 3, it's only for new construction. Actually, you can put a heat pump in any age building. Old buildings often have a better payback for geothermal and solar due to them generally having higher energy costs, typically because there's a lot of air gaps or poor insulation. The process may need to be a bit more tailored to older homes, but many of the contractors in our area have a lot of experience working with our older housing stock. Old lath and plaster walls can be filled with cellulose, no different from drywall, and air sealing around perimeter walls works really well in older homes. JJ is about to discuss the importance of an energy assessment to determine how to improve insulation in your old home. But it's also really important to have an energy assessment done on any age home to really make sure that the new system you install works as efficiently and effectively as possible.
Yeah, so in most cases, the first order of business is getting your free energy assessment. This will tell you if there's any work that needs to be done to improve the insulation to your home and seal any air gaps. Things like blowing cellulose insulations into walls or attics, or adding spray foam to air gaps or hard to insulate places can significantly reduce the energy use of your building and make any heating system run more efficiently, especially heat pumps.
So this is the typical client pathway for working in the HeatSmart Finger Lakes program. You'll first have a conversation with a HeatSmart expert, either JJ or myself, to discuss your heating and cooling needs, your goals, and your current system. And based off of that conversation, you'll then be paired with one of our vetted installers. Typically, you'll have that free energy assessment done on your home, where the installer and contractor will find any inefficiencies in your heating and cooling system. And based off of that and your general heating and cooling needs, the installer will provide recommendations and a quote that you as a client can then decide to move forward with. Installers will make sure that the solution is best suited for your home, your family, and most importantly, your budget. And they'll also ensure that you can take advantage of any of the subsidy opportunities or funding that is available that we previously discussed. These are our vetted installers for the HeatSmart Finger Lakes North program. We're here to help pair you with one of these vetted installers for your individual heating and cooling needs. And all of our installers have been vetted and are local to the Finger Lakes region, and they know the communities, our climate, and our homes. And we are really happy to put you in touch with all of our installers.
All right, so if you're interested in learning more or getting started, you can enroll at heatsmartfingerlakes.org, which is heatsmartflx.org, or contact Jenny or myself directly at these emails provided. Just as a reminder, Jenny covers Genesee and Orleans counties, and I will be covering Wayne County for the entirety of this campaign. We're here to help you connect to the right installers, the right technologies, and the right subsidies to make this an affordable endeavor. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you for coming.